to discover the amount of things that Facebook admitted to doing to you. It was more than I even imagined. It was more than I imagined. More. Actually, no, Ron, I haven't heard that one. So pass me the link. I haven't heard that one. But I was busy today, so if it's new, I haven't heard it. So anyway, to give you an example of some of the surprises that we found on Facebook, two things kind of stuck out. Three things actually, if you think about it. Things stuck out as being unique on the Facebook end user license agreement data policy, and one of them was that they used something called Wi-Fi triangulation. Now, I don't know if you understand what Wi-Fi triangulation is. I don't appreciate people who speak poorly. What the Zuck does that mean, Joe? Do I speak poorly? So Wi-Fi triangulation, if you don't know what that means, is the ability to find your location within 6 feet using triangulation of Wi-Fi's around you. That's a very, very specific technology that's used by Google to find your location, that's used by Apple to use Find My Phone, and used by other companies to do that. Normally, understand this policy here. Normally, just understand this. Normally what this means, what this means, guys, Wi-Fi triangulation is done by Apple and Google. And then Apple and Google will then ask you, Ron, if you give permission for Apple and Google to share the location. That's what those location settings are on your phone. It says, do we let Apple and Google share the location to you, to the third party? Okay? Well, hold on, Ron. Since you're in Zuckbook, hold on, okay? Hold on, Ron, since you're in Zuckbook, okay? So last night, what we found out was that Facebook itself uses Wi-Fi triangulation, not relying on Apple and Google. You have an account. That means you're on it. You have an account. That's all it requires. Apple and Google do the Wi-Fi triangulation. And last night, in the data policy of Facebook, they admit to doing Wi-Fi triangulation. It says they're tracking the Wi-Fi location, access points, and the signal strength, which are the parameters used for Wi-Fi triangulation. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean, people? I thought about this last night after the scope. What does that mean, Joe? This is a much more serious issue than you realize. Because what it means is that Facebook itself is doing its own independent location tracking, independent of the operating system. That is exactly how they know, Ron. Again, to repeat what this means. If you are doing your own Wi-Fi triangulation, and I'll tell you how that's done. If you know how to do Wi-Fi triangulation, you can skip the location tracking of Google and Apple and triangulate it yourself without requiring permission. The app does not need to require permission because they can do it on the side. It is zucked up. So let me tell you how Wi-Fi triangulation works so you understand how this works. Okay? And I can demonstrate to you by talking about an existing app that is able to do Wi-Fi triangulation if they wanted to. Okay, Zuck you, yes. Thank you, Ron. It's not blue. Last night was blue. Look at the replay. It was blue. I know you like blue. So Zuck, yes. So anyway, let me refresh your knowledge on Wi-Fi strangulation. Okay, let me refresh your. I have a location video, by the way, on YouTube you can watch that explains the basics of Wi-Fi triangulation. Wi-Fi triangulation. Why are you getting a problem there, Joe? What's going on? I can't say that I'm all that surprised that Zuck Peep should never put anything past that evil freak. How do you get so many viewers? I didn't know I had so many viewers. Did I have so many viewers? I'm not even doing anything. There's nothing. I'm not even doing, any graphics. No clickbait. So anyway, last night, blue font, blue jumper. Today, red jumper. You see a pattern here? This is a jumper. This is a Zucking sweater. From Brooks Brothers. He is a bastard. Who is? Show work schedule. Baba Booey? What the Zuck show? What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, pay attention. Pay attention, people. Pay attention. Wi-Fi triangulation is done by saying, find the Wi-Fi's around me and get their MAC address. Okay, this is the way it works. Okay, thanks, Ron. So this is how it starts. You make a request to the operating system to say, give me a list of Wi-Fi's in the area and the signal strength and their MAC address. Okay, that's what they ask. Now, if you're saying, well, that's kind of restricted information. No, it's not. That is not restricted. If you give the app network rights, it will do this, okay? So an example of an app that does exactly what I'm talking about, which is get the MAC address, the signal strength, and the names of all the Wi-Fi's around you, it's an app called Wi-Fi Analyzer, and you can find that on Windows. You can find it on on iOS, okay? So this app, Wi-Fi Analyzer, can seek out those pieces of information, MAC addresses of the routers, the signal strength, and the Wi-Fi names. Now, that information can then be fed to any product such as Google, and it will return your exact location within 6 Zucking feet. It's part of the geolocation API for Google. That's all it needs is to get the signal strength, the Wi-Fi name, and the MAC address of the Wi-Fi's. Okay? Now, that's not restricted information. The problem is if you get that information, you can bypass the location restrictions of Apple and Google, and it's zucked up. So what this revealed to me last night, as I was reading through it, it said, what the zuck? Are you telling me that Facebook is doing its own location tracking separate from what the app allows? And they say it on the end user license agreement, so you can't argue with them. You can't argue with them, said, well, why are you tracking me? I didn't give you permission. And this is not part of the permission. It's part of the end user license agreement. And you agreed to it, so they're doing it. It's zucked up. Now, let me just tell you why this is especially dangerous. If Facebook is tracking your location with your real name, without any kind of restriction based on location tracking on the app, that means your real name and your real person is being tracked at a level that doesn't exist with any other app. Again, this is a 100% identified party, you. It has your real name on Facebook. It has your friends, your crowd verified. It has all of your activity. This goes beyond that. This is shocking to me. It's actually a shocking fact. It's a shocking fact, and the fact that you use Facebook in any kind of a way. If you have the app installed on your phone, my God, you better delete that Zucking app from your Zucking phone. I could not believe this. I could not believe it. But wait, what if you don't use your Wi-Fi connection? They can still track. You don't have to use the Wi-Fi connection. All you have to do is be near Wi-Fi. You don't have to connect to Wi-Fi. It has to be just around you. Remember the logic. Search for any networks around you. Get the MAC address. Okay? Give me the signal strength to each one of those Wi-Fi's around me. I only need 2 points. 2 of those, and you can find somebody's location within 6 Zucking feet. This is a Google API. I use it myself. This is something I use. Hold on. Let me sit on my Wi-Fi router. It doesn't care what your Zucking Wi-Fi router is, Ron. Your neighbor's Wi-Fi router. You have to go to every one of your neighbors and Zucking, knock on their door and say, Zuck, turn off your Zucking Wi-Fi router. That's the only way you can do this. Within range. That means in your building, it could be hundreds. Okay, this is an incredible fact. This is an incredible factoid. Thank you, Richie Rich. This is an incredible factoid if you understand the implications of this. Incredible. This is just part of it. This is just part of it. The other thing that I want to tell you, the other thing that relates to this is the next aspect of what's revealed by the Facebook and they think I'm a loud, crazy New Yorker. They're all New Yorkers. Zuck. Uh, the other thing that was revealed by the data policy, the other thing revealed by the data policy last night was uh, that they do browser fingerprinting. Now, of course, this is not new. I expected that. Now, again, let me explain what browser fingerprinting is to those not familiar with the technology, because it really takes somebody like me who knows the technology. When I read the data policy, I understand what they're trying to do. You may not. They're getting things like signals, battery level, this and that. These are all indicators of who you are, and then they use that to make a match. Now, let me just give you an idea what browser fingerprinting is and how this works. Okay. Thank you, Richie Rich. I love browser finger. Really? What are you doing your fingers, Ron? Okay, so he wants me to tear up but what the Zuck, Joe? You're like, just arrived. Which app is this data policy for? I'm talking right now about Facebook. We'll talk about other apps later on, but right now I'm summarizing what I told you about last night, which is Facebook. Okay, so the next aspect of the fear and the disgust that I have for some of the stuff that Facebook does relates to browser fingerprinting. Browser fingerprinting is a new technology. It's only been around just a little bit over a year. It's not that old. Okay, so it's no more than 2 years old, probably less. And what browser fingerprinting is, it allows them to identify a device using some markers that are unique to you. So it doesn't matter if you have an iPhone and 5 people have an iPhone, they can actually identify you and then tag the device so they know who it is forever and ever. Yes, Jay. Okay, so an example of this, so you understand the implications of this, is boy, it's really hard to converse and then have to read so many comments here that are off topic. So YouTube, just so you understand, I'm reading off-topic comments on Periscope, and it's distracting me. So anyway, browser fingerprinting works by looking for unique things on your device. One of the things it looks for is the device information on this. So they will know from this that this is an iPhone, and they'll know from the size of the screen that's an iPhone 10. And they'll know they'll know the model. They'll get the model and all that. One of the things that I didn't realize that Facebook even tracks the information about the SIM card. Okay, let me just tell you some of the information. It says this in the data policy, and I'm not sure how they're doing this, but they're tracking your phone number, your carrier, and the signal strength from the carrier. How do they get information about the SIM card? I mean, they got people there that are experimenting at Facebook every day to spy on you. This is really crazy. You have to delete Facebook. That's the only way. There's no other solution. I don't have any solution for you. You have to delete Facebook, especially from your phone. Delete Facebook. There's no other solution. I don't have an answer. How do you stop this kind of behavior? There's no way. So as it turns out, when you go look at a phone and look at the device specs, and if you can get the phone number, obviously you get it identified. But let's say that this is an iPad and doesn't have that. Is there any way to find out anything else? Yes, it's called browser fingerprinting. And what it is you say what extensions are loaded on your app, because apparently if you look at all the number of people using apps, just by knowing which apps are installed on your browser and on your phone, it makes you unique, because it's a combination of these little factors, even the battery level. So they said, we found an iPhone that are using these apps, but has a battery level of 17%. So let's search the internet currently for anyone with a phone with a battery of 7%, and let's tag this guy and call this device XX1. Okay? Then you can go outside of the app, outside of Facebook, and go onto the browser and go to Amazon or any other website And Facebook, using that Facebook like button there, which is actually Facebook itself, can then spy on it and say, I spotted that same device on this website. This is what Facebook off. You're not on Facebook now. You're outside of Facebook. Zuck was specifically asked this question. Zuck was specifically asked this question. What is that? What did I ignore about Subsam comments? Zuck asked this. Hold on, because I'm trying to think here. I'm not looking at the comments when I'm trying to explain my thoughts in here. I see on the tube, never quit. Who is the big Zuck or Jack? Apparently Zuck. This is like beyond comprehension what he's doing. Beyond comprehension. Anyway, the point of browser fingerprinting is to put a marker on your phone so they will know if they see your phone in any kind of surroundings that this is the phone. Zuck was asking Congress if Facebook tracks you when you're not on Facebook. He's Zucking lied in Congress. He says, I don't know what you're talking about, Senator. I don't know what you're talking about, Senator. It's like, you Zucking know what you're talking about. You're a Zucking programmer, Zuck. You're telling me you don't know what browser fingerprinting is. Zuck you. I know what browser fingerprinting is. I'm sure you do too. Cooked it for Jack. So I mean, this is so disgusting. I don't even know what to say. So browser, no, the goat isn't disgusting. It's what Zuck is doing that's disgusting, because it's like he doesn't care. Thank you, Stu. Are you following me on YouTube, Stu? True story. So anyway, true story. So anyway, it's browser fingerprinting is very dangerous in the hands of Zuck, and let me tell you what the difference is. Let's say that Twitter is browser fingerprinting you. Let's say that Twitter is browser fingerprinting you. Okay, so Twitter knows that you're using this phone, and then they can connect it to your account name on Twitter. I mean, this is a theoretical thing. I don't think Twitter is browser fingerprinting you. I don't think Twitter's browser fingerprinting you, but let's just say this is the case, okay? So then they can track that some guy named Rob Braxman Tech is doing all this, okay? Here's a difference with Facebook. The difference in the hands of Facebook is they know that this device belongs to my real name, John Smith. So they're actually tracking John Smith with this exactly, not my online name, which is Rob Braxman Tech. They're tracking me as John Smith. And since they force you to use your real name on this platform, on Facebook, it adds extra special danger to this extra tracking, which does not exist on all these other platforms. So that's your secret code. Fingerprinting you sounds so uncomfortably, to say it politely. Oh, it's more than that. The fingerprinting is very precise, and you can't evade it. It's almost hard. Periscope fingerprints, canvas, I confirm. Well, that's all. You can confirm fingerprinting is that's all their fingerprinting is canvas. You think that's all their fingerprinting is canvas? Zuck. So anyway, hello, Deanna. Just been busy. Thank you, Deanna. Thank you. I've been looking forward to that, and I wanted to talk about that. You don't need to put your real name on any social network. Yes, but Zuckbook requires you to. You can triangulate. Don't strangulate, Ron. If I see somebody strangulating in the news in New York, I'm going to look at you. Triangulate, not strangulate. Okay? Thank you. We have 19 viewers on YouTube right now. You don't need to put your real name. You should see my Zuckbook name. Well, you see, Moose Run. What if you went to Zuckbook and your real name is John Smith, and the next day, I'm going to change this because it's my real name. So today I'm going to call it Moose Run. Well, in case you didn't know, Zuckbook keeps the old name, the new name, and links them in search. It links them in search. So if you go on Facebook and search for John Smith, it will point to Moose Run. Therefore, you can never change your name on Facebook no matter what you do. Can't change it. The name is stuck. So the only way to deal with that is to close the account and not have any friends. The other thing, the other way you're identified is through your friends. You're crowdsourced with contact lists. Here's an example, guys, and that's clearly indicated in the data policy. Facebook will import the contact list of every one of your friends. And all of your friends imports a contact list with your name on it, and they can verify that as well. And they have it on the Zucking list, and they present it to you. How do you upload photos with no metadata? Easy, hold on. Use BraxMe. Upload your photos to BraxMe, then download it to the phone. When you're about to post it, it will have no metadata. Okay? BraxMe, when you upload a photo and you download it, it's stripped off metadata. BraxMe does not store metadata, so everything is stripped off just by the mere act of uploading an image to BraxMe. It's free. The photo storage is free on BraxMe. I pay for it, not you use it. Nobody wants to use that. I don't understand. You know, here trying to give you safety solutions, and people don't care. People don't care. So, so you see how I'm so disgusted with some of the things that I'm figuring out about some of these invasions of privacy to an extent that you probably didn't even know. You did not know about the extent of privacy violations being done, and they are forced to put it in the end user license agreement because they are afraid of lawsuits, especially from GDPR. Okay, I'll need to know about that, Ron. I'll need to know about that. That's a very important message to know, and I've been too busy to look at the news related to that. That must just have happened because it didn't show up on my usual sites that discuss that. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed to me, please subscribe to me on me on YouTube. I have YouTube exclusive content does not show up on Periscope, and all of my broadcasts are on YouTube as well. So you can watch me exclusively on YouTube. You can forget Periscope if you want. So please subscribe to me on YouTube. And let me see how many. Just short pause here while I check how many subscribers we have so far. We have you have 627 so far. So please subscribe to me on YouTube if you haven't, and you will find new videos and focused explanations of the stuff that I'm talking about. Some of the stuff, Joe, you're not following me on YouTube. You better follow me now or else. Sub me on YouTube, Joe. I don't see you there. I know you're not there. Do it. Do it. When you close FB account, can they still keep the data on you and track even if app is off your phone? No, they will have difficulty doing that, Moira, because it's in their policy. It says that they stop tracking you when you close your account. And yell. Thank you. Kandavu is the 500th subscriber, and we're up to 627. So please subscribe to my yes, I need 373 more. Yes. 300 Joe, watch my YouTube video. What the fuck are you talking about? Watch my YouTube video. So anyway, thank you, Rosavicia. Thank you, Rosavicia. Okay, so anyway, back to what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah, I got your back, guys. I got your back, and you gotta pay attention to me. Joe, watch my videos so you learn, because you're talking nonsense here instead of paying attention to my videos. Anyway, back to what I'm talking about. So I'm really surprising a lot of you with some of this information that is showing up on some of these license agreements, and they're forced to give the detail of this because they're afraid of the lawsuit. So one of the details that surprised me about one of the things that surprised me about Facebook was it says it tracks the people on your network, and it tracks the people on your network near you. And I don't know if you know how that's done, but the way you do that on a network is using the ARP command, ARP. And the ARP command on a computer says, do a broadcast and say, who's here? Raise your hand if you're here around me. And then, thank you, yay, it's Naya, you've converted. Thank you, yay, it's Naya, thank you. Raise your hand and say, say you're here. According to the end user license and the end user license agreement data policy, it says they find the people near you. The only way I know how to do that, I mean, who am I? I know nothing. I mean, I'm just a loser. I don't know anything about tech. But the little that I know about tech, no, I know they use the ARP command. Use the ARP command, ARP command to say announce yourselves on the network, and you find everyone on the network, and you can actually get their MAC address. And it's like, Zuck! You invade inside the network and even get information from ARP with the MAC address? Zuck! Zuck! Man, that is, that is zucked up. That means they got network permissions from the Zucking app, which you are going to be willing to give because Facebook says, well, you need network permissions to access the network. And on an Apple and iPhone, on Apple and Android, that is not fine enough to distinguish the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. That's why it's able to get things like Wi-Fi's around you with the MAC address and the signal strength, which is used for Wi-Fi triangulation, and then the information about using ARP. So somebody said, is this guy legit? I don't know. Am I legit? Do I know my stuff or not? I have no idea. You guys critique. Somebody was like telling me yesterday, well, we wanted sucking. Yes, they can do it. No, a browser will have limitations. They can only do browser fingerprinting from a browser. A browser cannot have access to that. Only an app, because an app has access at the OS level, because they can get the access to that information. So this is kind of crazy. I mean, when you start to realize what I'm talking about, when you start to realize what I'm talking about, you start to say, wow, I mean, seriously? They've gone to that extent? That's why I don't trust these people. Okay? So you better make sure that Facebook app is off your Zucking phone. I can't believe the kind of danger that is exposing us to. One of the things that should do viewer voices more often. What is a viewer voice? Apple is FaceTime app that you hear someone's iPhone without consent. Ron just mentioned that. I don't know anything about that yet. That's apparently that's new, and I didn't hear that. Maybe we'll scope about that when I find out more about it. One of the unique things about me, folks, is that I am an expert at cybersecurity, and I know a lot about some of these little tricks, and I know how to use them. I've tested some of them, and I know how to use them well. I know how Wi-Fi triangulation works specifically. I've read all the API documentation, and I know how Alexa works specifically. I know all this because I can look at the code and see if there's some programming instructions available. I can look at it at that level and tell you exactly what it's supposed to do, and without the lies accompanied by people who claim to be experts but are really just getting information from secondhand because they're not programmers. Okay, so let me just give you an example of this. Let me give you an example of that some people just don't have the street creds to be making statements. There was a guy on YouTube that was interviewed on TV. It was some TV station. Now I don't know what state it's in, but So this guy was interviewed on a TV station about how Alexa works. And by the way, I read the Alexa terms of service. I read the Alexa I read the Alexa terms of service and verified what I'm just gonna tell you to make sure. I just want to make sure their terms of service was consistent with what they were actually doing. And it's kind of vague. But this is one of the things that this guy said on TV. He said that the way Alexa operates, he said the way that Alexa Echo operates is that it goes on a 1 minute and 60-second loop and listens to a voice, and then it captures the voice. If there's a voice within the 60-second loop, it captures the voice and it checks if there's Alexa on it. If there's Alexa on it, then it forwards that to Amazon. That's what it says. Wrong. Wrong. That is not how Alexa works. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay? That is not how Alexa works. That is not the way Alexa works. The way Alexa works, folks, it's very simple. Look at the Zucking documentation. They do have the manuals online. You can look at it and look at the programming instructions to see what you would have to do if you're a programmer writing a program to communicate with Amazon Alexa. So I read that. If you're not subscribed to me on YouTube, please do so. Everyone who's not subscribed to me on YouTube, my content is different on YouTube, and much of my content is not going to be on Periscope. So if you want to hear more about what I'm talking about with focus videos, so please subscribe to me on YouTube. So just interrupt this broadcast if you have to and go subscribe to me on YouTube right now. And I prefer that you watch me on YouTube. So anyway, you cannot stay safe on Zuckbook. Okay, now the way Alexa works, and this is again vague on the end user license agreement. The way Alexa works, it's very simple. Read the instructions, and it says they actually have a name for how it works. They call it cloud-based. Just listen to the words I'm saying here. Cloud-based wake up word verification. Cloud-based wake word verification. Now, it did not say wake word verification on the device. It says cloud-based. Now, what does that mean to you when it says cloud-based? It means it has to get the information for the wake word in the cloud, meaning it has to go to Amazon, to the Amazon servers, meaning over the internet. That's what the cloud means, over the internet. Therefore, the wake word is decided not by the device, but by Amazon servers in the cloud. Thus, if you read the instructions, it clearly says it has to send, if your Alexa device, some Alexa devices may not do this, but the voice activated, the voice initialized Amazon devices, any device that is initialized by voice, okay, if your device is initialized by voice, you must use cloud-based wake word verification. It's in the instructions. If your device uses a button to press to say you want to give an instruction to Alexa and you have to press a button, that is not cloud-based wake up word verification. That is button wake up. Button wake up. That's safer. Not completely safe, but a little safer because at least it's not listening when you don't want it to listen. If you don't have your finger on it, it's not going to listen, just like Siri. If you don't press the button on the phone, on Siri, unless you have wake up Siri on it, which you shouldn't do that. Okay? If you have it like mine, where you have to press the button to do Siri, and I don't use Siri anyway, but if you have to press the button, there's no wake up word. Okay, Alexa, the actual Echo, the Dot, and the big ones, they all use wake up word verification in the cloud. That it has to constantly listen. It has to always listen. It's the way it works. Mgon, are you subscribed to me on YouTube, Mgon? Are you subscribed to me on YouTube, Mgon? Please subscribe to me, Mgon. Okay, so everything is triggered. Everything that it hears has to be sent to Amazon. Now, this is there's no such thing as a good free VPN to seek the truth. I have Bytes VPN, bytz.vpn. bytzvpn.com. I have the best deal on VPNs. It's bytesvpn.com. It's my product. Okay, so support the cause. Use my VPN, and you're supporting the cause as well. You're getting a big benefit, and you're supporting the cause in the privacy fight. Okay, because this is that's our sponsor, Bytes VPN. So, which is me, bytesvpn.com, meaning I'm the sponsor. Okay, so that company is the sponsor. Thank you, Terry Wilkerson. Please subscribe to me on YouTube, Terry Wilkerson. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Now, let me just tell you then that, again, to repeat, Alexa takes everything that you say and sends it to Amazon. Now, this is something that you may not know. Its monthly charge is $89 a year. It's not monthly. It's $89 for the entire year. And it includes two products, Bytes VPN and Bytes Tor. I'll be explaining that this coming week in videos, what Tor is, Bytes VPN and Bytes Tor. So you get a VPN and get Tor. Tor routing, cloud-based Tor routing. That's what you get with this, that's what you get with my VPN product. For the same price as some of the other companies, you're actually getting. I can't retire on this, Kent. Unfortunately, I'm really doing this for the bottom of my heart here. Eventually, I hope to make a living from this, but at the moment, this is all on my money. It's on my dime. Okay. So yes, please. Thank you, John. John's on my VPN. A lot of you are on my VPN. So anyway, back to what I'm talking about. So Amazon sends all of your voices to the cloud. Now, this is something that it's clearly in the end user license agreement, which I have here for Amazon Alexa. And this is a part that you may not know. So I'm going to refer to some of this items in the end user license agreement for Alexa. Google voice search is different. Of course they do. It said so in the all of them are very much the same. Okay, the one that stores less information and deletes it is Apple. It's the only one. Apple keeps it for 6 months. The rest of them do not delete. Okay, so Alexa streams audio to the cloud when you interact with Alexa. See, they didn't say that they don't take that it only relates to the command. It says Alexa streams to the cloud when you interact with Alexa. Then it defines interaction with Alexa. But this is the part that's kind of crazy here. Okay, Alexa can automatically recognize the voices of users in your household over time to improve personalization of certain Alexa features. So this is exactly why they want to store the data. They actually want to know everyone in the house. So if you're visiting your friend's house, this Zucking Alexa is recognizing your Zucking voice. So if you're going to a friend's house with Alexa, they're Zucking you. Your friend with the Alexa is Zucking you. I told my friend, I'm not going to go to your house. You have Zucking Alexa on there. I'll only go to your house if you turn it off. Okay? So look at this. It recognizes the voice of users in your household. Did I know this? No. Until I read this today, I did not know they were doing this. You can also create a voice profile, so Alexa can call you by name. So that you can actually add to that. This is called voice printing. I am not a conspiracy theorist because there's no conspiracy theory here. There's no conspiracy theory. Kelp, if they're lying on these end user license agreement, they can get sued. So nowadays they're very clear about stating what it is they do exactly, so they don't get into a lawsuit. So if they're doing it, they're going to state here. Okay, so Amazon is clearly stating they're not doing excessive things with their data compared to Facebook. So there's some pluses and minuses here. Okay, Alexa uses recordings of your voice to create an acoustic model of your voice characteristics. That is called voice printing. That's called voice printing. That's exactly what the NSA uses to find out who you are. It's called voice printing, which means once they voice print you in one house on Amazon Echo, they will know where you are. Oh, you went to another house with Amazon Echo. Yes, John Smith Blab. But you're like a contrarian. People are sheep. Yes, people are sheep. Okay. You can turn off automatic voice recognition. Interesting. You can turn off automatic voice recognition. Others saying that you can turn off the automatic sending of the wake up word. Okay. I believe there is a button on the Echo to actually turn that off. Yes. So if you want to say you're not home or you're not using it, turn it off. Yeah, I believe you can do that. So that's what they're saying there. Okay. Now here's the one that is interesting as well. Amazon will periodically import and store your contracts to improve your Alexa communication experience. Okay, Amazon uses information about your contacts and connections, including who you communicate with the most, to provide and improve our services. Now, this is very important again. It means if you are typically a contact for your friend who uses Amazon Echo to send you a text message, then Amazon is then making that relationship as part of your profile. It says so here. That becomes part of your profile. So when you say, Alexa, call Bill, then Bill now is part of the contact list that says, oh, you are connected with Bill, and this is the phone number. So if Bill calls you back, then we'll have a connection, and we can say that we have a relationship map between you and the other party. Very bad thing. Very bad thing. Okay. Okay. Now here's one that is fairly clear, and this is what I was worried about. Does Alexa and does Amazon share our information with the federal government, such as using PRISM-like programs for the NSA? Okay, do they do that? And according to this, and I read this a few times, we release account and other personal information when we believe release is appropriate to comply with the law. Okay, what does that mean? Meaning they have to assert FISA, Patriot Act, before they will give it to you? Give it to them? I don't know what that means. It's plenty vague. I don't know exactly, but obviously he's not Amazon is not being overt in stating that this is something they do. They're very clear in here. And this is the thing that I read this. We believe releases. Here, hold on. This includes exchanging information with other companies and organizations for fraud protection and credit risk reduction. Now, this is the information that's kind of interesting. Obviously, however, this does not include selling, renting, sharing, or otherwise disclosing personally identifiable information from customers for commercial purposes in violation of the commitments set forth in this privacy notice. Wow, that's very nice. That is not the same philosophy of Facebook. They're actually saying, yesterday, guys, we got the Facebook guy here, iSocial video, was here last night. Chrome cannot be used in the same way. Chrome cannot be used in the same way. The way that can be done only through the app. Some of the techniques I've heard mentioned are app-based techniques. They're not something that can be done on a browser. Browsers have to have permission from the user. An app though can sneak in. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Obviously, however, this does not include selling, renting, sharing, or otherwise disclosing personally identifiable. Karen. Okay, Karen, I don't know what the Zuck your YouTube is. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find your account, Karen. So please tell me. Talk to me in Brack so I know. I please subscribe to my YouTube. I guess you already did if you're there. So I couldn't find your. I couldn't subscribe to you. I didn't know what your account was. You said truth is in me, and there were like a million truths is in me, so I couldn't figure it out. Anyway, according to this, again, we're talking about Alexa Echo, and the Amazon Alexa end user license agreement. And they're saying that they do not sell, rent, or share personally identifiable information. Maybe they sell information, but it's not personally identifiable. That's what I get from this. Okay, they may, say, well, so many people bought this and bought that, but they're not going to say that Rob Braxman bought that. That's what I get here. That is not what Facebook does. Facebook clearly says they do it. Okay, it's the only platform that specifically says personally identifiable they're going to do. So the guy from Facebook was here. iSocial Fit from last night. Thank you for the super hearts. The guy from Facebook was here and last night, and he said that, why are you complaining about Facebook? The policies of Google, Amazon, and Netflix are exactly the same as Facebook. He is wrong. He is wrong. He is wrong. According to what I've read here, clearly Facebook has gone overboard. Facebook is at a different level than any other platform. Yes, Google tracks you, all of this track you, but the extent of personally identifiable kind of tracking with your real name is something that only exists on Facebook and maybe LinkedIn. So if I were you, I would delete the Zucking app. This is the most dangerous. This means, and I'm going to make sure that you understand the implications of this again. This means that that if you have a Facebook account, everything you do on the internet is being tracked by Facebook to you and to your exact name. Okay, because they do browser fingerprinting and location tracking, even with location not authorized and so on, that they can do that. Okay, so I use FB to run ads. Make a separate account for that, and don't use the mobile app. Use a computer. Don't use the mobile app. The mobile app will zuck you to no end here. We have 22 people watching on YouTube. Thank you. So anyway, we have 632 subscribers, and we are 368 more, 368 subscribers away from our goal of 1,000. So please subscribe to my YouTube account. I'll wait, and you can watch me on YouTube right now. Facebook was initially backed by the CIA. No, Google was the one initially backed by the CIA. You like my Zuck video? Thank you. How much Wi-Fi is too much? What does that mean, Kent? Why is your goal 1,000? John Smith Blab, you asked too many questions. No, it has to do with the algorithm on YouTube. YouTube does not give you organic growth until you reach a certain level. Beyond that, you're kind of self-helping. You have to help yourself. So until I get to 1,000 as self-help, I cannot get actual people from YouTube to go watch me. So everyone watching me is from all of the traffic that I'm getting right now is only from Zucker. I'm watching you on YouTube and Scope. Everyone that's supporting me on YouTube right now is from Periscope, and that is the only way I can do it. Now, once I get to 1,000, then YouTube will actually start backing you up. They will actually start giving you organic growth. That's why it's important to get to that level, or the AI, the algorithm, ignores you. And if I get to the 1,000 level, then I don't have to worry about YouTube. I can just focus on the content, and will just grow by itself. Right now I'm kind of dependent on everyone from Periscope supporting me here. So that if you're asking if it's really important for you to subscribe to me on YouTube, it's quite important actually, because unless I do this, I can never make progress on YouTube. So So your support is very, very necessary right now, and it's part of the privacy army. If you support me, you're helping the army grow, and I will give you, thank you, Rousa, or Rosie. How much you think 8 hour screen time is? Do you think 8 hour screen time is too much? Too much? You mean on your phone, or is that what your 8 hour screen time is like a work day? Wow. What's Facebook ultimate goal, do you think? Facebook makes money from knowing everything about each and every one of you in detail. And you know, and it's at a level that, you know, that is exceeded anyone's expectations of what their philosophy is on this, and that is because Zuck himself is very anti-privacy. Zuck thinks that privacy is a detriment to relationships. Okay, it's beyond level of creepy. It's beyond creepy. Yes, it's Yojo. It's beyond the creepy level. It's disgusting. Truly. I mean, I don't know. But, you know, my relatives are like so fond of Facebook. It's like, Zuck can watch my video. No, I don't really want them to watch my video. They can stay on Zuckbook. Just don't go use Zuckbook in my Zucking house. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you something. Google, and as much as, you know, I'm very troubled by what Google does as well, they pulled back a little bit. YouTube itself is not tracking you. And it's actually refreshing to find an app that doesn't actually say, we're going to track everything you do. It actually allows you to clear your history and clear it so that you it doesn't recommend anything that you don't want it to recommend anymore. You're able to clean everything up on YouTube. I was able to do that. So I'm happy to say that if you ever want to, you know, at any time say, I don't want YouTube to know what I've been doing, with a few simple steps you can do it. So it's I can make a video about it so you will know. But it's very simple, and because of that, I feel a lot safer in YouTube. Actually, I feel a lot safer in YouTube than I do on Periscope. One of the things that is scary about Periscope, it's a lot of third parties. Because of the lack of security on Periscope, a lot of third parties are reading comments and capturing the data on Periscope and storing it. You know, examples of this are Eggdrop and many other companies. Okay, Bobkov, there's so many of them. They're taking the data from Periscope and storing it. It's true. Why does everyone think Siri and Alexa is Echo ready to listen immediately? Because it's always listening. Of course, it's always listening. Are you sure it's John Smith? I don't think so. Because Facebook knows what you've been up to. So anyway, the stuff that I talk about here requires your support, and the only way I can succeed here if the people here on Periscope support my move to YouTube. And I know some of you may not like me to move to YouTube, but the thing is, it's really essential for me to get reach and get the message out there. And so I ask you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I know Kelp doesn't want to subscribe to my YouTube channel because he doesn't want to support me. But the rest of you are probably going to be supportive of me, and I would appreciate it if you go to YouTube and subscribe to my account. And the reason you're doing it is not because I told you. The reason is because much of my content will be on YouTube. It's not going to be on Periscope. Much of my content will be the army hiding in plain sight. You will see the light and join the other army. The army hiding in plain sight. This is the mistake that the hiding in plain sight. You don't know what plain sight is. You don't know what plain sight is. I forgot your name, but you don't know what plain sight means. People say plain sight means, you know, you're just out there doing your normal things and they can see some general activity. But, you know, I guess you've never experienced things like doxing. I guess you don't have enemies. I guess you don't have political enemies. I guess you don't have people judging you, such as insurance companies and job, employers, and so on. So if you subscribe, however, I very seldom go to YouTube because I get lost in crafts. Subsam, it's okay as long as you subscribe. I appreciate the support. No, you didn't. You didn't. Was that the a bot that repeated the plain sight? Sight is spelled SIGHT. So anyway, the people who think that you can hide in plain sight are zucked up. So if Kelp said that, then Kelp, as usual, thank you, Subsam, as usual, Kelp is zucked up. But that's nothing new. We already knew that. I want to sell you a life insurance policy, or you're gonna say you're gonna die soon, so we can't sell you insurance. You're breaking up with Periscope just like FB. I am not breaking up with Periscope. What I'm doing is putting more content, putting more content on putting a different kind of content on YouTube. So I'm expanding my content, which you will is not. I'm not being helped by the Periscope format. I want the format to be such that I can refer to you to a video and say, I talked about it here, watch that, and you will learn about that topic over there instead of being repetitive. Okay? Thank you, Yo Joe. Okay? So I can have more focused content that's more of a reaction to you rather than keeping repeating the topic over and over because people come in and they don't understand what I'm talking about. So right now I talked about things like what is Wi-Fi triangulation. Okay, well, I just point you to the video. I have a video on location tracking. You can find out what that is. I told you about Facebook Terms of Service. Well, I had a video from last night live. It's on there, plus what we're discussing today. I have a video on how to set up your phone to stop apps from tracking your location. So there's a thing there. But as we found out, Facebook can evade that. Facebook can evade that. Only Facebook can evade that. Okay? How about how to set up your Wi-Fi router? What kind of passwords to use? I have videos about all that. What do you do when a police takes your phone and says, I'm going to unlock it using your face? Is that allowed? What about Alexa Echo? How does it work? Does Alexa listen to you all the time, or does it only listen when you give it a command after you say the word Alexa? Or does it always listen even when you're not saying Alexa? Again, these are all answered in the video. What about this thing called NewsGuard, which is supposedly a program to spot fake news? Is that really what it's good for, or is that another manipulation tool? Okay, so a lot of this are in videos that I already have on YouTube, and I'm adding this week. I'm going to be talking about Tor. I'm going to explain to you what Tor is, and why I still believe that Tor is the only way we can have true anonymity on the internet. And so I'm going to talk to you about Tor and explain that in detail. So employees from Apple can spy on you using FaceTime. Isn't that obvious? Is that a shock to you? John Smith Blab? I don't use FaceTime. I use BraxMe with no face. I use BraxMe. Thank you for the 21 people watching on 21. Thank you for the 21 people watching me on YouTube. I've never used Tor. Well, you should use Tor, and you should learn about what Tor is. Is there a way to make Tor relays faster? They're okay. I mean, getting 10 megabits. The upload's actually good. You can get like 6-7 megabits upload and 10 megabits download, which is sufficient for most things except for live streaming. You can't really live stream with that kind of. You need more speed for live streaming. So I cannot use Tor for live streaming, but I can pretty much use it for many things, and I have security. Okay, so anyway, so let me again go back to my list of. How are we doing on time here? List of end user agreements, and I'm going to go back to Facebook. I'm going to go back. Tor from USB drive is slow. Yeah, because you're using Tails. You're using Tails. Okay, let me read to you. This is on Facebook. This is the other part of the Facebook license agreement that I did not talk about so far. And this has to do with the ability to delete your content on Facebook. So the question is, and I'll raise the question and then we'll try to answer this. The question is, I've been using NewsGuard for a few months and it's basically controlled media light. Exactly. So people on Periscope screen recurrent doxing, harassing. It's not what it used to be. Yes, 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 Deanna. We about other people's rights. Okay, I was looking down and I missed some of the missed some of those comments. I'm going to talk specifically about what Facebook does to your data and if you're able to delete your data after you post it on Facebook. A lot of you post videos, or a lot of you have been thinking about saying, "Yeah, let me post videos on Facebook." Facebook actually says that in 2019 they want most of the content to be videos. So they want to be like Snapchat. They want to be video centric on they want to be video centric on Facebook. So the interesting thing about Facebook is, and I've been telling you this over and over, is that you cannot delete your content on Facebook after you posted it. A lot of you will argue about this, and some of you have actually argued and said, "Oh, that's not true. There's a new delete option on Facebook." And a lot of you, again, misunderstand what that means. And they don't lie. It's here on the end user license agreement. They're not going to lie. They're not going to lie. Hello, iSocialFit is here from Facebook. So we're going to read the Facebook end user license agreement here. The Facebook end user license agreement. Permission to use content you create and share. This is from the Facebook. How are you, iSocialFit? How's Zuck? How's Zuck? Is Zuck traveling this week? Okay, permission to use content you create and share. This is our Facebook terms of service. Can you recite this? From memory, iSocialFit? Since it's your terms of service, you probably can recite this. You own the content you create and share on Facebook and the other Facebook products you use. Nothing in these terms takes away the rights you have to your own content. Wow, awesome. So far, that's pretty nice. Okay, so if I post my music on Facebook, you don't suddenly own my music. Go ahead, go read the Brax license agreement. Yes, you can do so. I just read the Amazon license agreement a moment ago too. Okay, in case you missed that, iSocialFit Alex, I read the one from Amazon comparing it to Facebook. Since you told me to do so. Okay, since you told me to do so, I compared several of these platforms, and read all the good news and the bad news. So now we're back to Facebook. Okay. Now it says you are free to share your content with anyone else wherever you want. Ooh, wow. Okay, that's very nice. Okay. To provide our services, though, we need you to give us some legal permissions to use that content. Okay, here come the exceptions. Okay. Specifically, when you share, post, or upload content that is covered by intellectual property rights, like photos and videos, on or in connection with our products, you grant us a non-exclusive, transferable, sub-licensable, royalty-free, and worldwide license to host, use, distribute, modify, run, copy, publicly perform or display, translate, and create derivative works of your content consistent with your privacy and application settings. Okay. So basically, once you load it on Facebook, they're saying, you load it on Facebook, then we're going to treat it as our content within our platform, and whoever we sub-license it to, then we're okay. And you can't argue with us because once you've put it on a platform, we can even sub-license it to somebody else. We can sub-license it. Okay? This means, for example, that if you share a photo on Facebook, you give us permission to store, copy, and share it with others, again, consistent with your settings, such as service providers that support our servers or other Facebook products you use. Okay, so that clearly means there's an exchange between Instagram, WhatsApp, and Oculus Rift and Facebook. Okay, now here's the important part here. You can end this license anytime by deleting your content or account. Hey, cool. You can end this license at any time by deleting your content or account. Oh, that's nice. That's respectful. You should know that for technical reasons, content you delete may persist for a limited period of time in backup copies, though it will not be visible to other users. Okay, makes sense. Okay, now here's the kicker here, that they used the word, it used to say unless. This used to be the unless. They reworded it now. Maybe they listened to me and didn't want to have the unless part of it. This is the unless, okay? Now they say in addition. Instead of unless, they say in addition. It used to say unless. Okay, content you delete may continue to appear if you have shared it with others and they have not deleted it. Now they added they have not deleted it in there. Okay, so we're sure, so we're clear on what we're talking about here. Let's say you upload a video. Hey Jillo. Hey Greg. So let's say you upload a video to Facebook, and you've now shared it, and people have made comments, and they say they hit like on the video and so on. Okay. So the moment they hit like on the video, that video is now locked. That video is now locked. So now you decide you're going to delete your account. You're going to decide, yeah, I know you said go look at Hulu and Netflix and all that. I will. Okay. But I looked at Amazon, because you said Amazon, so I did look at Amazon, and apparently you're wrong. Okay. So anyway, hello Alan. How are you doing, Alan? So basically, if you have a video on Facebook and you decide to delete your account, and you think the video is gone, no, it's not gone. As it is with anything that you post on Facebook, once somebody interacts with it, it will be there forever and ever. And people have always asked me this, and one of my favorite doxing tools is Facebook. Facebook is the best way to dox anyone, because I can find you regardless of your privacy settings. Now, this is a flaw in Facebook that I've told you over and over, and a lot of you just don't appreciate what I'm saying here. It's called the side channel attack. If I'm going to find out information about you, such as information about you on Facebook, I am not going to get information from your Facebook directly, because you can control the privacy settings on your Facebook directly. That doesn't work like that. The way you do it is you attack by finding the people that you are connected to. It's a side channel attack. Attack on the side. Attack your relatives, attack your friends, attack your thousands of followers. And one of those will have a public setting, or a setting that is not secure on Facebook. That's the person to attack. And I'm going to tell you, 100% chance there's somebody like that in your group of friends, because they have nothing to hide. There's always somebody in the group of friends with nothing to hide. That is the one to attack, and it's the most active one, liking everything. And anytime they like, they're actually exposing your data on their account. This is one of the foolish things about Yes, Farmville. Okay, so that's how apps. The Farmville case. Farmville is an example of how Cambridge Analytica got the data. Facebook changed the thing slightly now, so it's a little bit more restrictive. But back in the old days, I alerted you to this before the election. Okay, this is before the election. Before the election, I told you that Cambridge Analytica was taking data from Facebook through the app, through an app. And I told you that here. I didn't know exactly which app, but I knew it was taking it from the app. As it turns out, once again, I'm 100% right. They were taking it from an app called Your Digital Life. And what happens is the way that it works is the app did a side channel attack, which was first to find out who are subscribed to Your Digital Life. And then it looked at the data of all of your friends, because through you, it could see your friends and your friends' data. And then it downloaded all that data. It was able to download 50 million people through that technique. Basically, most of America. Most of the adults in America using Facebook was data mined from that technique. And this is kind of the stuff that I'm talking about with a side channel attack. This is why these are dangerous platforms, because they don't really have any real privacy settings. They don't. That's why Brax.me is different. Like, iSocialFit is very good to criticize me, but he really doesn't have anything to say, because the reality is Facebook really is a dangerous platform. And you know it, iSocialFit. You know it. Your only excuse is that everybody else is doing it, but unfortunately they're not. I just proved to you today, for those of you who were listening, that each one of these companies have slightly different approaches to privacy, and none of them are as blatantly offensive as Facebook. This is the most offensive, disgusting, approach to its customers, because you're not the customer, you're the product. You're the product. So anyway, everyone, please spend a few seconds here to subscribe to my YouTube account, which is Rob Braxman Tech, for exclusive content that you will find only on YouTube. So a lot of my content is only on YouTube, and you will only get it if you subscribe to YouTube. And so before you forget, you can watch me on YouTube right now, and I see doesn't delete ever. Yes. What's your numbers now? I'm at of course our goal is 1,000, and which I hope to achieve. We're likely achieve by the by the end of February or sooner, and we're at 634 right now. Sub get you a Fiverr gig, get you sub. What? I got to get somebody in Fiverr to get me subbed? I don't need fake numbers. I just need real people already follow me. People already listen to my message. I'm not asking, I'm not even asking, is that a Fire tablet? No, that's an iPad. This one is a Nexus. What is your privacy policy and your subscription site? Go read it. It's very nice. Okay, go read my privacy policy compared to these guys. I should read it to you. It's like saying you have the right. I don't collect anything. I don't put anything in cookies. I don't put anything anywhere. I don't track your IP address. I encrypt your phone number and I don't really require you to put one in. I don't require you to put an email. All of this is on my end user license agreement on Brax.me. That's what I want apps to do for me, is to have that kind of mentality of, I'm not here to track you. You can talk to people in private if you're on Brax.me, and no one's going to interfere, and it's encrypted, and there's no attempt to go track you or dox you or do anything, because I don't have that data. Okay, I don't keep that kind of data. So you can see that the kind of respect I give to my customers. Unfortunately, nobody wants this. Nobody wants my service because they want to be tracked. It's kind of sad, you know. It's kind of sad. It's like saying, well, we don't like the benefit of that because it's not fun. We want fun, and fun means we got to socialize, and to socialize means we got to get tracked. We got to get tracked. My motivation's for your safety, Kelp, but you apparently don't believe in that. Okay, my motivation is from safety. I'm gonna have to. Where's my 12? I misplaced my 12-inch dongle. I think I had a house party over Christmas, and I put it away. It's probably over there somewhere. I got to go look for it. Kelp's philosophy is, people think it's too much work. Kelp's philosophy is that we need to be on the basis of we need to be on the basis of being in hiding in plain sight. It's the most stupid concept I've ever heard. Plain sight. You actually think that helps you. It's like, we can let's allow the government to spy on everyone because it will help us find some terrorists. Oh, let's hide in plain sight. In other words, don't hide at all, and we'll target those that are hiding. Exactly, the philosophy of the FBI when it comes to Rule 41. If you have something to hide, that means you're a bad guy. It's just a sucked up philosophy that has nothing to do with the Constitution. Exactly, Angel. Exactly. So it's just a zucked up philosophy. The FCI Wi-Fi outside my home. It's funny, some people call their Wi-Fi's the a 3-letter agency Wi-Fi just for fun. Because nothing has been as great as social media and the catching of criminals. Is it Deanna? Hiding in plain sight? Interesting. So, not that it has connection with what I'm talking about, but Kelp here is, has a kind of a twisted view of life that I don't think is I don't think I can ever agree to. Unfortunately, don't type that here, Kelp. Don't type that in here, Kelp. You're not using the proper wording, which is National Zucking Agency. People confuse cult with occult. So anyway, that's the reality of the Facebook terms of service, that you cannot delete anything on Facebook. And I don't think iSocialFit has any, I have no problem being open here and telling you this, because we got somebody here on Facebook. If it's not true, he can tell me that's not true. I'm lying to you. Okay? Any other live stream platforms you would use? Yes, I use BraxMe. I use YouTube. I use Twitch. I use anything, and I use the 3 at the moment. I use Twitch, YouTube, BraxMe, and Periscope. I guess 4 if you count BraxMe, but BraxMe is private. Yes, it is a fun guy. It is. So for those of you watching on YouTube, you may not realize that there are many people here you really got looking great. Twist Mint, iSocialFit was complaining about